Good evening. Welcome to Loud Poets. Please clap your hands, stamp your feet, and make some noise for your host and compere, Kevin Mclean.
Hello, and welcome to Loud Poets Paisley Slam! Oh! That is the energy I need at 2:30 on a Sunday afternoon. Let's fucking do this. Hello, my name is Kevin Mclean. I will be your host. I almost said this evening. I am a Friday night poet in every way possible. I'll try and remember it's the afternoon. That won't affect my swearing. Fucking sorry. Paisley, how many swears do I get? Paisley Book Festival. Do we have a running tally? No, this is the Loud Poets Paisley Slam. We are so happy to be back at Paisley Book Festival. We were here last year for the Paisley Heat. It was an amazing heat. I'm very, very excited to do it all over again. Give me a little whoop if you have been to a slam before. The slammers. Just really eager poets in the front row. I know what's happening. Good. Give me a little whoop if you've never been to a slam before. The same slammers. Wonderful stuff. Well, whether you've been to a million slams or this is your very first one, thank you so much for coming along. Poetry in the afternoon. Who knew? Slam's a bit different from your regular poetry event if you've never been to one before. So I'll kind of do a rundown of how it's going to work, what you can expect, what all the moving parts are, and then we will get stuck in. So a slam is competitive poetry, which is dumb, but a lot of fun. Basically what we do is we have 12 beautiful poets and we're going to bring them all up on stage one by one and assign them numerical value. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Capitalism. Yes. Basically, they will all come up and be judged on their performance, on their writing skills, on just their poetic prowess, basically. We will have those first 12 poets. 6 of them will go through to a second round, and then 3 of them will go through to the final round where we add in a bit of music to the poetry, and then 1 of them will be crowned the Paisley Slam Champion. Woo indeed. As well as the pride of Paisley, they will also win a 200 quid cash prize. Ooh. Which is not a cash prize. We're not sending a poet out into the streets with 200 quid after announcing it to a room of people. That's a terrible choice. But yes, they will win 200 quid. But more importantly, they will qualify for the Loud Poets Grand Slam Final. Yes. We are hosting our Grand Slam final in August at the Edinburgh International Book Festival, which will be really cool. It's our 3rd year working with EIBF for our Grand Slam final. And this year we are doing 10 heats. So we're doing 7 heats across Scotland. And for the first time, we're doing some heats in England. So we'll have 3 English folk. That means a London person has to come to Edinburgh for the competition, which is just, that'll be delightful. You get on a train, motherfucker. All the poets are like, yes, that's better than the prize. But yes, so that's how it's going to work. We will have 10 slam champions representing 10 different cities across Scotland and England. They'll all come together in Edinburgh for the Grand Slam final, and one of them will win £3,000. Woo, yes, fucking $3,000. That's insane. If you know anything about poetry or money, that's mental. We're very excited. And in fact, last year's Grand Slam final winner is the reigning Paisley champion. Emma Claire Brightland, she was our Grand Slam final winner. She took the Paisley title and went on to represent and took the whole thing. So Paisley, you got a high level to keep up. You have to You have to bring it home again. 2-time champs. That's what I'm looking for. Pressure on poets has doubled. Lovely. I can see their terrified little faces. Isn't this fun? For me, yeah, fun for me. But yes, so how we will decide who will become the Paisley Slam champion and go on to the Grand Slam final. Well, luckily, I don't have to do that. I have 3 wonderful judges who are going to be doing that for me. So stepping into the breach, representing Paisley Book Fest, we have the spectacular Natalie Jayne Clark. Natalie is an absolutely incredible poet. She has been to the Grand Slam final. She knows what it takes to compete, so she is more than qualified for this role. Alongside her will be the resident Loud Poets judge. Give it up for Katie Ailes. Katie Ailes has a PhD in spoken word, which means she is the obvious choice for judging the slam. It does make her less obvious choice for being the photographer, but hey, one of them's getting $3,000, so we're all doubling up. But Katie is going to smash that role. And we have someone who competed last year, was the runner-up at the Paisley Heat. We have the absolutely spectacular Spencer Mason. Spencer is an absolute stalwart of the Scottish Slam, has competed in loads of slams, been to the National Slam final, been to the Grand Slam final, all of those amazing things. Spencer is another excellently qualified judge. Spencer will also be fulfilling another key role, which is it's horrible to go first at a slam. So Spencer is going to take that bullet for our poets and be our sacrificial poet. So when we get into it, they're going to kick us off with a poem to warm you guys up, ease you guys into it, and give our poets a chance to panic for like 3 minutes more, which is lovely. So those are our judges. That is how we are scoring. And our poets are going to be going up in this order. So we have 12 poets to kick us off. They'll go down to 6. They'll go down to 3. The poets, guys, year 3 of this. I want one clap at the end of the list of poets. You can do this, Paisley. You sent someone to the final and they won. Be the champions of this task. First, we have Aditya. Oh, Paisley. Fantastic. It's the one time a host wants you to be quiet. Lovely. Then we have Dev McMath, Donna Campbell, Drew Gill, Gordon Christopher Powery, Gray Crosby, Joe Logue, Katie Powell, Mary McCardle, Michael J., Sarah Grant, and TJ. Someone has trained you well, Paisley, and I fucking appreciate it. This is delightful. So that's it. Those are the poets. Those are the prizes. Those are the judges. Oh, no. That is not all the prizes. How could I forget? The main prize. Forget the pride of a city. Forget the 200 quid. Forget the chance to perform at the EIBF and win $3,000. The main prize, the Grand Slam Championship belt. Is she not beautiful? Some people like a trophy. Fuck a trophy. Wrestling belt. Oh, I'm so sad I'll never be able to win her. I'm doing this instead. But yes, that is the true prize. So we've got all that. The last thing we need is you guys. So we have all the judges. We've got all the points scoring. You guys don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about points. You don't need to just worry about who's better, anything like that. You guys have to worry because slams are scary. Slams are scary for the poets. It might be some of their first poetry slams. Some of them might have only even read live a couple of times before. It can be an absolutely terrifying thing to do. So all I want you guys to worry about is being loud, being energetic, and giving all of that love to each and every poet. Are you guys up for that? I thought you might be, Paisley. Awesome. So we are going to kick it off right away. We are going to jump in with our sacrificial poet. Guys, please put your hands together for one of my absolute favorite poets in the scene. Go wild for Spencer Mason!
One day, Kev, I will be as tall as you. I keep trying every night. I lie in bed and I just go... keep shitting myself instead. It's a real pleasure to be here. I'm Spencer. I'm not very good at talking, so I'll just do a poem. I just want to say, poets, even if you win, no matter where you place today, your words are worth a lot fucking more. So, yeah. Thanks. Ladies, gentlemen, binary renegades, I give you the boast. Mine's is a smile like the screech needing unplugged before the microphone is even switched on. I am the gravelled fraction of a voice unstayed, no matter the mortar nor meter of the wall. A patchwork scrapbook of Frankensteinian childhoods, my forearm telling of more lives than many bipeds have lived, and dawned in the grin of someone who expects to not be accepted. Skin surfaced as the moon, each callous and wart a shining miracle fae across the sticks. Oh, I am the roaring laugh that cozies vertebra to the lane line on the post-pub trudge, words smudged like a sucker punch filled with truth, and eyes that drip with every type of silence, but none like the hush and moan of kissing your words back to your lungs. Yes, silence, and witness this. I am the only person you know that can park a bus upon my face, with my aircraft carrier nose that guides Iris like homing missiles, compliments on cruise control, a witness as my helipad for hecklers makes harassments bounce harmlessly asunder, these hoodlums brushing their teeth with the pavement as they realise I am the only person they know that can use my nose as a dildo. Yes, the only one to make with mere glance your girlfriend gasp orgasm. I am the stereotype hoodwinker who sucks sonnets and stanza through his spliff as skimpy as I, scribbling songs on a snap G-string and harmonic chord progressions over her body. I am the only person you know who can take their diagnoses one step forward and be called fucking tripolar. I, the gluttonous goblin who gobbles every garnish, gallivanting all gallus round gaffs in Gucci garments and a half-smoked wrap. Oh, I know I am cool without it being a fetishization of rudeness. As my helm protrudes my face with these two polymorphic abyss where fresh air comes to die, each tiny turn of my head gracelessly blocking out the sun or interrupting another kiss. I am the one on whose face you will miss to sit. I am the only person you know whose nose can bring sexual bliss. Thank you.
That is how you kick off an afternoon poetry slam. Fucking damn right. Guys, this is going to be absolutely amazing. Are you ready for round one? Then let's get started. We have Dev McMath on deck, but coming to the stage right now. Please put your hands together for Aditya!
Hello, kicking us off with a bit of disillusionment about the world and about writing itself. So, this one's called Doubt. It's an early winter morning. The fog's too thick to see, and everything is half asleep, including everything inside. I cannot write. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty to write about, plenty to fight for, maybe less to fight about. In the God-forsaken hell that this country is deforming into, loud, hopeful voices still breathe fire into mornings. I could stick my pen midair and have it siphon in a second every person, place, and principle the powerful have threatened, every bomb, every riot, every refugee in crisis, every wish, every whip, every bid for paradise, and every war, every genocide, every nation wronged, and every army that refused to fucking stay where it belonged, and every whisper, every cry, every silence, every shout. I don't think I can deny that there is much to write about, so why the doubt? Why do thoughts that carried truth and beauty now must fly without? Where are the words that spoke the truth to power on the page and sounded good to listen to on stages where I read them out? See, true things, they ring ugly now, and beautiful things false. So do I speak the truth with ugliness, or do I lie without? The fluency that oiled the very hinges of my speech is boiling over into garble that refuses to be reached, and the mist that trailed my thoughts and made them sound like what you seek is galvanizing into walls that seem to have no mouth to speak. Because voices, they sound ugly now, and courteous silence weak, so do I scream with hideous clarity or calmly doublespeak? Is my poetry doublespeak? Impressive at the cost of truth, deliberately oblique? What use is my attempt to show the suffering of the world when every single word is polished by the pen it has to meet? What happens when the injury is not even mine to treat? Will people who confront a genocide in every breath agree with me selecting metaphors to clarify their death? Isn't it deceit to call the gun a river or the blood a mountain peak, to act like bleak and beautiful are one? What happens when reality demands no further clarity? Is gravity still welcome when you have no lower to jump? Does what I write still say the naked truth or just a truth I don't mind saying? And every time I write, am I betraying my intent? Am I someone who can't help euphemize what he is seeing? Does poetry require the truth to bend? I don't know. I don't know if I should make the hinges of my language turn in service of a craft that chisels even as it claims to burn. I don't know if it's okay to build a castle out of words that have to posture for attention first in order to be heard. I don't know if the day I write a piece on Palestine, if I'll be helping or hurting the cause by trying to make it rhyme. I don't know if the truth can sit with beauty without bursting at the seam, their harmony receding like a dream in an early winter morning. The fog too thick to see. I'm writing, but I don't know if I am writing poetry. Thank you.
We have Donna Campbell on deck, but please keep that applause going for Deb McMahon!
When I was 5, I wanted to be white. Glass half full, not quite right. It was a pre-adolescent confusion at my hue, a slightly tanned, exotic kind of view. Exotic. I hate that. What does it even mean? Just like olive-skinned. Olives are fucking green. I get lighter in the winter, and I bake in the sun. It's the funny old trick of a mixed-race son. You know, finding an identity isn't quite what it's cut out to be. Stuck in a battle between what I am and what you see of me. A class abomination. Deep-seated frustrations. Generations of mixed populations have fueled my heritage and my existence, and I am proud. We exist in mixed bliss. Thank you.
On deck, we have Drew Gill, but please keep that warm love going for Donna Campbell!
Thank you. Hi, I wrote this one night I came to after a 3-day bender. It's called The Never Ending Story. Know when you've just woken up with saliva running out the side of your mouth and down your chin, and your eyes are nippy as hell, and your clothes are covered in muck from all the drunken falling over, from the drunken night before, and there's someone knocking on your door, important like, and you've wet yourself at some point during the night. Know when all of a sudden you feel like crying, but you're all dried up like a fish washed up. Ken you means just woken up with slivers inside your mouth and down your chin, and your een are nippy as fuck, and your clothes are covered in muck, be all the drunken fall, be the drunken night afore, and there's some cunt knocking on your door, important like, and you've pissed yourself at some point during the night. Ken yawn when all of a sudden you feel like greeting, but you're dried up like a fish. Ken yawn me just woken up with slivers inside your mouth and down your chin, your een are nippy as fuck, and your clothes are covered in muck, be all the drunken fall, or be the drunken night afore, and there's some cunt knocking on. Ken yawn me just woken up with slivers outside your mouth and down your chin, your een are nippy as fuck, and your clothes are covered in muck, be all the drunken fall, or be the drunken night afore, and there's some cunt knocking on your door, important like, hey, you pissed yourself at some point during the night. Ken yawn when all of a sudden you feel like greeting, but yeah, I dried up like a fish washed up, yeah, I dried up like a fish washed up, and nay, tears will come, and nay, tears will come, and you tell yourself this has to. Thank you.
On deck, we have Gordon Christopher Power. Please give the love as we welcome Drew Gill.
I am not a symphony, some kind of critical darling, grace like starling flight, the height of art, the type you can eye with objectivity. It is that great, that beautiful. I am not that beautiful. I am not structured in wood-carved lines, unique signatures, or obscene malign at my difficulty to play to perfection. No grandiose reputation in the woodwind section, nor intimidation posed on musicians' patience. I am not a triumph of the artistic mind. They don't see me as something unattainable, some kind of irrefutable proof of the worth of mastering the arts like it's your curse. I am not the perfection you die for. I am not that special. I am a radio hit. I am a stupid little earworm that debuts at number 36 on the charts. I am catchy, fun, repetitive at parts. You wouldn't want to hear me too much, but enough that I climb up into the top 20. You don't listen to the radio too often these days, but when you do, I'm still there, started paying rent on that chart of yours. I stick around long enough that you start to hear me in new ways. A lyric you didn't think was so special in the syncopated haze until you noted that feathered turn of phrase, that secret dose of irony like lavender among heather, something quietly and slyly insightful. It's the same song. You just hear it differently now. Sometimes, yes, you get annoyed when I'm at the club taking up the whole room, but I always come back around. I am good spirit, and I pair well with good spirit. I am worth singing along every time. You get a little older. I'm still there. I now remind you of a friend you had back when you were young who loved you back when you had pollen in your lungs and no need to pretend. I remind you of the friends you had when dancing was new again. I remind you of a time you cried when I was there for you and yet another layer you found in me. I am not a triumph. I am not perfectly structured. I have been described as generic, but I have found my audience. Those symphonies grow old and get forgotten by all those not longing to look down on other listeners. I am a radio hit. I'm older to many, newer to others, but always remembered I am a radio hit. And it's fine if you don't love me. I'm not a lot of people's favorite song, but it's weird if you don't at least like me. I am simple synth and catchy rhythm. I am more than meets the ear. I am a radio hit, and I am a great song. Thank you.
Gray Crosby is on deck, but please keep that applause going as we welcome Gordon Christopher Power.
Gentlemen, get a vasectomy. Gentlemen, do you want to make the world a better place? If so, might I recommend a vasectomy? Genuinely, gentlemen, it'll be worth your attention as I express this testament to the risks and benefits, both social and medical, of severing your own vas deferens. Wait, safety edit. Peer-reviewed evidence suggests that vasectomies are best attempted by experienced medical professionals. I made that choice some years ago. To stop procreating, the spermatozoa had to go. Now, when I told my wife, although I thought it might have shocked her, it turned out she'd helpfully, preemptively booked me in with the doctor, which was very thoughtful of her. So off I went to see the family doc, trusting they wouldn't laugh at my nervousness. Doc said, "Oh, they'll ache and they'll throb. I've heard it's quite sore. Besides, you don't know when you might want some more. What if there's a tragedy or an organ needs replaced? Or you have an urge for another? What then will you say?" I said, "Honestly, Doc, I don't think such an urge is reason for anyone to keep life in their splurge and growing replacements. I find the concept grotesque. So I'll cherish what I've got and let fate take the rest." Post-op, there was pain. I'm not going to lie. Every move that I made me want to cry, misshapen, discoloured, abnormal in size. Once sitting too fast, I prayed fervently to die, and all the while convalescing at home, my wife, the thoughtful one, grinned and sniggered at each wince and each moan. Jokes aside, folks, here's the appeal. Do the right thing, don't just laugh, squirm and squeal. For sharing the burden with your other half, if you're into family planning, can't be just a laugh. For a vasectomy beats implants, coils and hormone pills, enhancing chances of cancers and thromboses that kill. Fellas, compared to the risks for your girlfriend or wife, a vasectomy is well safe and it'll last your whole life. And hey, there's a payoff for the pain and other such antics. All you monogamous gents need wear no more prophylactics. And do you know what? Let's face it. A few less babies ain't exactly going to be bad for the planet. Yes, you can write off your unborn offspring against future international travel and sleep soundly at night knowing your carbon footprint has been cancelled. So gentlemen, if you've got your stones, for the sake of your partner, and hey, perhaps the whole planet, go on. Get a vasectomy.
We have Joe Logue on deck, but now please welcome to the stage the wonderful Greg Crosby!
On a daily basis, Donald Trump reportedly consumes an impressive 12 cans of Diet Coca-Cola, which is a shit ton of artificial sweeteners. I'm aware that artificial sweeteners are probably bad for us. Given chemicals such as aspartame have been linked to things like hypertension and migraines, it's a gut-destroying, gene-altering disaster that, come on, probably does give us cancer. I'm aware that Donald Trump is also probably quite bad for all of us, being another presidential disaster and about as pleasant as cancer. And I've started to wonder if it's not really a coincidence that such a shitty specimen of human existence survives on this aspartame-loaded drink. I wonder if I have stumbled upon the truth, that Donald Trump is in fact just a sack of living coke in human skin. Some kind of artificial sweetener monster like a zombie embalmed in Coca-Cola. I imagine that Trump is in a way like Bane from Batman. That his existential eyes have been pumped full of his venom. It's just Trump's version happens to be cola-flavored and sugar-free. And instead of strength enhancement, his Coca-Cola transfusion provides him with the disastrous combination of superhuman confidence and mind-blowing ignorance. At night, I often fantasize, as I'm sure many people do, about stabbing him. And I imagine that where his skin is punctured, his blood will fizz out sticky black and carbonated. That his skin is in fact shaded orange, not by fake tan, but due to being so overly saturated in caramel colour E105D. And then knockoff cola companies buy his pee to bottle and sell and thus spread an army of Diet Coca-Cola Trump zombies. And I imagine inside of Trump's skull floats a brain that's shriveled and pickled on aspartame, brain cells buzzing on caffeine rather than actually thinking. And all along it has been aspartame controlling the world's most powerful nation, whispering sweet nothings to its moron host about world domination. But if this is the case, there is a way to take down this villain. Liberation can come in one sweet eruption. We just need to hold him down and pry him open. Mouth, bumhole, ears and nose, and pack him full of Mentos. And in one sweet bang, there Trump goes. But maybe Donald Trump isn't really a Diet Coca-Cola monster zombie villain who could be destroyed in what would be a truly spectacular explosion, but just your average billionaire politician, narcissistic and racist, sexist and transphobic, merely a human being who just happens to be truly fucking vile, set on destroying the world with a Coke and a smile. Thank you.
We have Katie Powell on deck, but please now put your hands together as we welcome to the stage, Jolo!
Sorry, Joe? Yeah, good. Just try not to electrocute myself. It is a metal chair. I don't belong here. This world's not made for me. There's no sense in ambition, in love, in hope, in dreams. These fragile muscle fibers They're tearing at the seams. Maybe it would be better if I just leave. The doctors told me my body would break down, but they said nothing about my mind. I didn't know that I could sink this low, that joy could be so hard to find. The evening sky is a sea of ink, punctuated by long-deed stars. And in this void, I breathe and think, why should I hide these scars? Why conceal them from a world that doesn't offer the same courtesy? I need to find a purpose for this heart in me. That night, I found a weapon, more powerful than any sword, an instrument to defeat the dark with the power of my words. I didn't pull it from a stone. I found it in the kitchen drawer. It's a humble pen. You might use it to write, but here's what it's actually for. It's a tool for self-expression. It's a treatment for depression. It's a way to clear those darker thoughts and make those feelings lessen. I use it to create new worlds and to reflect upon my own, to slow my mind, to calm my breath so that I can keep on going. I share this with you as a single truth you need to know. There's purpose in pain. There's a reason you're here. And you're not alone. Thank you.
As you see how badly Kev is at using a microphone, we have Mary McCardle on deck, but please now make the way to the stage, go wild for Katie Powell!
Thank you. This is what defines a woman. I stand here just as myself, not a daughter, not a girlfriend, or anyone else. I can only be me. I was born this way. I didn't choose to stick out. I didn't choose to be gay. I didn't choose to be masc or choose to be femme. I didn't choose to be tall or choose to feel them. Didn't choose to smell the flowers and be forced to sneeze. I chose to be a dancer, but didn't choose my wobbly knees. I certainly didn't choose to have ovaries that are plagued with cysts and plague me with disease. But apparently that's what defines me. That defines me. Biology. But my ovaries aren't what makes me a mother, and my uterus doesn't make me show love to others. My tubes are not the path to my enlightenment, and my period is not a gateway to some greater contentment. For I am a person, first and foremost. I define me with the life I chose. It's how I dress, how I take my tea, it's the songs that I write, or my love for the sea. It wasn't because of biology that taught me to craft, or that I'm a good driver, or that make my burritos slap. That gave me my fashion or got me into rap. It wasn't biology that defines what curls my toes, and it wasn't being female that gave me this nose. I'm just one woman in a global population, and I'm just one person seeing a sad situation where others define us legislatively, put us in boxes quantitatively. There are 1,000 stories across our queer nation. Let us speak for ourselves without being at the center of every goddamn conversation. There's a universal truth to spread love and kindness without question, but there will always be people with the obsession to force the oppression of any digression. It's our job to stand in their way. Live your lives, find joy, be merry, be gay, because we must all stand together to fight against the outdated. Trans women are women, and anything else is hatred. Thank you.
On deck, we have Michael J. But now making their way to the stage. Keep that applause going as we welcome Megan McCardle.
I'm considering putting my poetic license on a leash. My poetic license leads me down roads I've never traveled, to mountains I've never traversed, and hollows I haven't sheltered in. It leads me to lavish ladies spinning in glittering gowns who I didn't dance the night away with. It leads me to taverns where I belt ballads in a baritone I don't have, and to thick facial hair I've never had to shave. With my poetic license, I visit lands where they call me lad, even though my breastplate still contains my breasts. I befriend dragons and fight fiery battles over troves of treasure. I relieve damsels of their stresses by helping damsels from their dresses. I skate over the world on passing clouds and flutter to the ocean floor. I explore the sparkling halls of Atlantis and get to know mermen. I take shapes, spiky, smooth, rigid, ragged, rough, tumbleweedy, wooden, wibbly, wobbly, wide and small, big and tall, but still me. My poetic license reaches to worlds of wonder, to the wonderful, to worlds holding happy girls who are safe at night in the woods with a bear, in town with men with no reason to fear. My poetic license gifts me caresses. The back of her freckled fingers brushing gently across my cheek. It gifts me another ambling walk with her on the beach. It gifts me my head on her shoulder again, her arm around my waist again as we watch the sun sink into the ocean again. It gifts me the magic of true love once lost, and it gifts me found. It gifts me another soft kiss on her satin lips. You'll have to forgive my poetic license. It likes to run away on me sometimes. It knows it's supposed to stick to the roads I haven't traveled, the magic I haven't already marveled at. It's supposed to stick to the nights I haven't nailed, the witches I haven't bewitched, and to the lips I haven't kissed.
Sarah Grant is our poet on deck, but please keep that applause going as we welcome to the stage Michael J.
So just a content warning, this features talk of an abusive relationship. This is close but no cigarette. We lock eyes. As her hand grips my arm after our most recent argument, she continues to apologize again and again and again. Then suddenly, she's calm, placid as a glassy sea. 7 months pregnant with our daughter. She's fumbling her pockets, her hands shaky and her face tense. I can't bear it, the constant and volatile switch. She sparks up a cigarette and sits. Deep down, I want to call it quits. This whole relationship is a red flag. She is a red flag. Maybe deep down I'm the scumbag when I accept her offer of have a fag. I've lost all self-respect with each inhale and exhale, deep breath in and out, again and again. Inhale the smoke, exhale the pain, inhale the smoke, exhale the pain. I try to block it out, but it's too much as I relive the hours before, the arguing before, the beatings before, the trauma before. I snap back to reality. She's screaming in my face once again, demanding I listen. How I never listen. I flinch with each bark and bites. But I'm slowly running out of fight with the harshness of her heart, the harshness of her words, the harshness of her actions. For me, Harsh thoughts filling my bursting head, my bruises fresh like sadistic kisses, my eyes glancing up at the woman I give my life for, knowing she'd do well and said promise. I miss what we used to be. We used to be perfect. The storybook couple, happy, carefree, outgoing, young, dumb, and in love. But that's behind both of us. This cigarette representing all the mistakes I've ever made, burning away until it's nothing more than ashes in doubt, like a forest fire with the same embers aglow. I hold on to memories and naivety, praying that things can go back to just how it used to. But realistically, I'm just a puppet who'll say, how high when she orders me to jump? What kind of life is this? What kind of reality is this? What kind of relationship is this? I feel my throat burn with the cigarette I was pressured to smoke, the everlasting and burning keeping me in her control. She has control. I gave her my control. I've lost all control. No more control. But no matter if things do get better, if we can somehow go back to how it was before, if by some fucking miracle it'll all be all right, we no longer need to argue and fight. There's no more screaming and shouting, no more tears enough to fill an ocean. The bruises disappear like they were never there. The broken bones mend, no longer needing to pretend. Our daughter bringing us together, realizing we care. We love each other. No going fights for any more nights. No lying, cheating, and especially beatings. No gaslighting, no upset, no love bombing, no regret. And though the worst is still to come yet, I'll just have to try and forget with each drag of this cigarette. Thank you.
Our final poet on deck is TJ Barpin, ultimate poet making their way to the stage. Go wild for Sarah Grand!
Somebody's got to explain to me the people who choose to live in America's storm belt. Because when the seasons dictate how many times you have to hide underground, how do you deal with the unpredictability of what's coming or what's not coming when air raid sirens announce the coming of a war in which you're just collateral damage? No, you are. I know your enemy. She knows no boundaries. When you have to pick up the pieces of your life 3 times, 4 times, more times you can count on your fingers and you run out of ways to describe being destroyed, going to just fucking move? I was 5 years old when my father built our house. Yellow bricks like Lego, a grey slate roof, a red brick wall out front, a 3-piece suit that didn't quite fit quaint but fell comfortably into eccentric. Eccentric is the house that I grew up in. My daddy built a house to shelter us from storms. There's learning to be had in building things, he said. The weather was unpredictable, but so were we, and we were ready. I used to be afraid of lightning, but it was there in the dark that my dad taught me how to count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. There's learning to be had in scary things, he said. My daddy built a house to shelter us from storms, but it wasn't until I met you, until I realized that not all weather happens outside. For I've seen the hurricane in your attic and the twister in your guts, a high-pressure season, an endless grey sky, changeable as weather, never striking in the same place twice. How do you run from a storm belt inside your body? There's learning to be had in sad things, I guess. I tell you one thing, though, never trust storm chasers. They are reckless with what they don't understand. Anything that would provoke a wild thing, relish in its unpredictability, loses the right to call themselves a victim when they get caught in the crossfire. Yes, a blue sky might be less interesting than a thunderstorm, but it is no less beautiful. And all this is to say is I wish I knew how to help you. But I promise to always be the silver in your clouds. There when the roof leaks with a tool belt full of all of our memories and supplies. There when the window breaks with a board and a glue gun because there's nothing I can't craft when I set my mind to it. There like the sun at nighttime. I'm never far away and I'm still thinking of you. I will stand on your rooftop and scream, do your fucking worst. I've never been great with scary films, but I won't run from your haunting. I will tell the monsters under your bed, the skeletons in your closet, and the ghosts in your basement that they're about to get a new roommate and she never does the fucking dishes. My dearest friend, I know that this won't cure you. There's no amount of my love that could ever really stop storms. And no matter how tightly I cup my hands together, there's nothing I can do from stopping the rain from sliding through my fingers. There will be days where you lock the door and pretend not to be home when I call. And that's okay. But as long as you're inside, I promise to do everything to make sure you have a house that shelters you from storms. I will always be the silver in your clouds, the sun at night time, there to sit in the dark with you. 1 1,000,
2 1,000, 3 1,000. Thanks.
We are about to have our final poet in the first round. Make some fucking noise for TJ!
Over the past couple of years, I have had multiple conversations with the cis-hetest of men with the best of intentions, but with some frankly quite insane opinions about masculinity. This has amounted to a wealth of unsolicited advice as these men do their best to teach me how to appear more manly. The button-up shirts are a success, but apparently my jeans are too girly. I need to learn to stand, walk, posture, talk like a man because men don't get animated when they speak. I need to learn to be more monotone. Men don't gesture either, he says while gesturing towards me. Also, men don't walk like me. I need to learn to move with power and authority. And how much do you lift right now, bro? How often are you hitting the gym? Because, of course, a man who isn't interested in hitting the gym is inconceivable to him. Surely every man's goal is to be shredded as fuck, right? That's why I want to take testosterone, surely. Listen, look at me. I've never hit a gym in my life because honestly, none of that gym bro, macho, hypermask bullshit interests me. You want to know the manliest thing I've ever done? I waited for ages for the only stall in the men's toilet to be available in a busy bar on a match day. And I didn't back down when I heard a couple of lads throwing slurs my way. And even after hearing that, I still managed to change my tampon in the men's toilet, wad it up in layers of loo roll, and do the walk of shame, taking it through to the bin by the door, feeling their eyes bore into the back of my skull as I wash the little traces of blood off my hands, fix my hair in the mirror, and leave with my head held high, despite the jeers and laughter I hear from behind the gents' door. So you tell me, which do you think is more manly? Because I'd argue that standing my ground in the face of adversity feels far more masculine than lifting some heavy things to make my arms look sexy.
Fucking hell. What an opening round. Remember at the start where I looked really delighted to not be one of the judges? This is where you now understand why I was so delighted. Guys, that is the first round of the Loud Poets Paisley Slam. Can we get a huge round of applause for all of our poets? And like a sympathetic for our judges. Oh, yeah. So I imagine that is some very tight math. So we are going to give, because this is the sort of biggest section where we've got 12 poets, it's a lot of math. We want to make sure it's done correctly. So what we're going to do is take like a 15-minute break where you can go get a refreshment, have a cigarette, tell a poet you like their work. Do that one first. But then, yes, 15 minutes, we'll get back here. We'll kick off the second round, let you know who's through, all of that good stuff. One more time, give it up for the poets. We will see you in 15, guys. Have a good break.
Welcome back to the second half of Loud Poets. Please clap your hands, stamp your feet, and make some noise for your host and compere, Kevin Mclean.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the second half of the Loud Poets Paisley Slam. Oh. Good stuff, good stuff. It's always an excellent sign when the audience returns. That shows we're doing pretty good. Guys, that was an absolutely insane first round. I got quite a talking to from the judges. That was always good. Just to say, again, before I kind of read out who's through to the second round, everyone's kind of talking. You see how high that standard is in the first round. It genuinely is points, fractions of points between it. You're like the 0.5s come into it and everything. It's chaos. So if you did not make it through to the second round, please do not be disheartened. Despite the fact that we're doing it, you can't actually assign a numerical value to a poem. Not a thing. You're already here now, so I can reveal the magic. This is just a poetry show that tricked you to coming. That's all. But yes, we do have 6 poets through to the second round. What I'm going to do is read them out in the order that they will then come to the stage, all right? So, guys, you fucking nailed it in the first section. One big round of applause at the end. Okay. Sarah Grant. Sarah Grant, Maren McCardle, Gray Crosby, Drew Gill, Donna Campbell, and Aditya. Those are your 6 poets. I'll just read them again because I know I am white noise to the poets on the front row. That is Sarah, Maren, Gray, Drew, Donna, and Aditya. Those are your 6 poets in the second round. 3 of them will go on to the final round, and 1 of them will become your Paisley Slam champion. But I know those 6 are now like, I didn't think I was going to get through to the second round. What poem am I going to do? Oh, fucking no. So, what I thought we would do, that's my flawless poet impression, I thought what we would do to give them a second to compose themselves is we would have another poem from our beautiful Sacrificial Poet. Are you guys up for that? Then show some love and welcome back to the stage, Spencer Mason!
Hello again. I'm going to do something new also, right? Yeah, cool. It's called Fractured Fallen. Content warning, maybe. Trigger warning for like suicide ideation and attempts. I am more than this beautiful beak. Multitudes. So yeah, I don't do the talking very well, so yeah. Fuck me, why did you get me to do this, Kev? Woo! In his reply, the mistake is deliberate and gaunt. You fell out of a window. The circumstances of his thespian slippery safeguarding is, of course, understandable. It's awkward for him. I can empathize. So, in the prefix to out of a window, he purposely mishears I fell in place of I jumped. I, too, used to hide within tarmac parables, scapegoated inebriation and efforts to protect the conversation from growing too heavy. I am used to chasing the shrapnel of my actions, but I have made more attempts at my life than I've had sexual partners. But that one, always that 140-foot folded in a half-second fuck, voice sucked out as the ground surged up, lurching in the liminal, swirled in the wine of God's cup. The consequences of survival coating me like a brine, my father's first words. Try higher next time. When I was wee, I would Google the heights of actors to see if I was of eligible stature for the silver screen. And the day I hit 5'9", right, finally fucking taller than Tom Hardy, I felt like the fates were fair game or a fingering. Destiny was my toy to tinker with. So, when the doctor told me that along with my T12 vertebra, I had in fact lost 2 inches in height, I knew my list of A-listed measurements meant nothing, and all of this forming of plans and schemes would now be destined to stay as dreams. So why did I jump out of that window? Well, I guess in a moment where I believed I put the man in manic depressive. I felt I was indestructible, yes. Cut off my lips despite my kiss, grow a beard despite the fact that this should have been a woman's face. When I suppose really I just wasn't all that comfortable with taking up that extra 2 inches of space. And just like the punchline in that joke, I am still waiting to land. Continuing this free fall through the accumulation of problems of a life that I did not intend to live. And now these problems are piling. Insurmountable breeze blocks that I could clamber up if I was a better boulderer. If my back didn't hurt. Scale this wall and peer over the precipice of opportunity once more. So what silence dares to stay my dreamer's waltz? Because yes, I'm sure I could make it to chance's edge, get back on the mend, maybe even buy back into happiness, the trend. But if even angels fall, how could I stand on that ledge of second chance and trust myself not to jump again? But oh, this want of life, new, bubbling like the sound of thieves, stretch myself on the rack of try and regain my full stature. Hope-suckling paradisiac, you will know the click of my rings on the banister as I submit to the staircase, enraptured, enraptured.
He'll have like Spencer's like, why would you get me to do this? And then it's like, bam! Like, that's fucking why, Spencer. Amazing stuff, amazing. It's one of my favorite, like, Spencer is such a good example of what makes slam so wonderful. You compare that poem to Spencer's first piece, and you see that range between two poems. And slam, for me, is like the best example of that. You see so many, 12 poets, totally different styles, totally different approaches, totally different genres, you know, going for totally different emotions. It's such a wonderful thing. Slam brings all that out of it. The competition is a wonderful thing, but for me, it's getting to see that range of poets. I never get tired of a good fucking poetry slam. Guys, can we get one more round of applause for all of our round one poets? But now we must move on to round two. This is where it gets a bit feisty. We have Merrin McCardle on deck, but kicking off round two, please put your hands together for Sarah Grant.
The world is burning. The world is burning. And Gina refuses to drink anything unless it's out of her fully compostable, reusable cup, which she announces into every room she's been in. Oh, I love a sparkling water. But wait! I have a reusable cup. She uses it so often that one day a chink in the room lets a mist drip coffee down her new cream cashmere sweatshirt. She's so mad, she puts it in the bin and buys a Starbucks. The world is burning, and the girl in Ella's philosophy class goes, "Me is murder!" and then doesn't understand when she's asked by other classmates, "Hey, have you ever had to tally your shopping while going around the supermarket?" The world is burning, and activists are sitting on the road again because fuck cars. And Danny, who is just trying to get to work, I mean, he can't afford the rail fare. He's too old for the rail card, still in an entry-level job. Feels like he is the failure. He and his Corsa are the one letting everyone down. He and his barely getting by. Well, he's not getting by anymore. That'll fucking teach him. The world is burning. And Cal and Marcy challenge themselves to go 2 full weeks plastic-free, and they smash it. They get their veg from the farmer's market, and they swap their toilet roll to one made of bamboo, oil in refillable jars, toothpaste tablets, and liquid washing up liquid that is made of only natural parts. They are so hot for environmental sustainability, it makes them want to fuck. They run to the bedroom and bid farewell to their clothing, 100% cotton with metal buttons. They pull out a condom and Cal suggests Marcy go on birth control. Marcy says it's bad for my mental health. Cal goes, aye, but so's climate change. They go bareback and later freak out because the carbon weight of a child is the same as the Eiffel Tower. The world is burning, and Kelsey is told after many years for treatment for endometriosis, biological children are no longer in her future. One of the girls in the WhatsApp group says, hey, don't feel too bad. Did you know that the carbon weight of a child is actually the same weight as the Eiffel Tower? The world is burning, and the black girl is cut out of the photo to make Greta Thunberg seem more central. Her name is Vanessa. The world is burning, and Elon Musk asks the UN to do the math like it's the 9 times fucking table. The world is burning, and the California mountains where I once stood and felt whole are no longer there. The world is burning, and it doesn't have to be. The world is burning, and why would we ever ask the people whose fucking fault it is to put it out when all of us are doing their part?
Ah! Guys, we have Gray Crosby on deck, but our next contestant, please go out for Mary McCardle!
Is there maybe a vibe here? Are you giving me the eyes? Or is it in your smile that you've fallen for my wiles? Was that touch of my arm an attempt to disarm me? A promise of things to come, a few things, and then some you'll do to me later? Like, seriously, is there a vibe? I'm really bad at this, if that's not obvious, but what the hell? I think you're cute. So I guess I'll shoot my shot and increase my lot of all the times I've been rejected. Wait, self-pity, that ain't pretty if it's confidence you want. Try this. I'm so good and hot in bed. I'm a lot. I'll tie you up, graze your stuff, make you beg for mercy, give you pleasure and dirty, dirty dreams. Did I mention? I like myself. Like heaps. This self-confidence didn't come cheap. It's 30 years of trial and error, and I am ready to be a fucking terror, a tyrant, a poetical giant, a dirty demisexual, a sexy intellectual, a political piece, a piece on a leash, if you're into that kind of thing, a literary lover, a lover of others, a fantastic lay, and an absolute ray of sunshine. I'm ready for your adulation. I can take it now like I can take a lot of things direct. Let's connect over cereal after sex in the morning. Are you still horny? So kiss me, scratch me, just try and match me. Did I do it? Did I convince you I'm fun, like so chill, like so rum in the sun? Did I convince myself? Do I even like you? Maybe that's the real question. Do I want you, or am I just looking for attention? What can you do for me? Shouldn't that be my focus, rather than trying to seduce you with all this hocus pocus? Do you make me feel seen? Do you make this night gleam? Do you give this night a little more meaning? Do I at least feel comfortable enough to say, I'm non-binary and demisexual, and that sometimes makes this whole thing like a little bit different to what you've done in the past. And I know I seem like so chill and confident and forward, but I need good communication. I probably want to fuck you, but probably not tonight. So can we just take it slow? That not hot? Did I miss my shot? No, nothing but net from me. Well, I always heard honesty was the word, so I'll pass it to you. Let's see. You can take me, leave me, maybe fuck me, feed me, befriend me, play at the edges of polyamorous envy, call me your enemy, curse me with words. Let's find out what kind of lights we can disturb. We can tell a tragic story full of gore, because for sure, I'll take you on the floor and leave you wanting more and more and more. So after all that, there's no other catch, just a question and an answer. Is there a vibe? Were you giving me the eyes or looking at someone else on the dance floor?
Mary McCardle, everybody! On deck, we have Drew Gill. But our next poet coming to the stage, go wild for Gray Crosby!
My boyfriend says there's toast there for breakfast, by which he means there's bread and butter and that he owns a toaster. Specifically, there is Hovis whole grain, no added sugar bread and Benecol extra light proven to lower cholesterol spread. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Hovis whole grain, no added sugar bread and Benecol extra light proven to lower cholesterol spread makes the saddest buttered toast I have ever encountered. If depression could be plated up and served for breakfast, this would be it. I take a bite and I swear it tastes like life insurance paperwork. It tastes like white noise. It tastes like the colour condom. Freshly toaster popped, it looked deceptively toast-like. However, Hovis whole grain, no added sugar bread has somehow achieved a consistency that's simultaneously both dry and soggy. With zero crunch and too much chew, what kind of bread can't do toast? The spread brings no flavour to the experience, merely a mild oiliness. The bread be not so much buttered as lightly lubricated. And sure, Benecol extra light proven to lower cholesterol spread boasts cardiovascular health benefits, but maybe I want my food to get dirty with my heart and make me feel things. I try adding avocado and a good jizzing of mayo, but no, it's almost as though this toast absorbs and neutralises all flavour. This toast is anti-flavour, a medium thick-sized literal fun sponge. This toast has the personality of a loofah. This toast would read printer instruction manuals for pleasure. This toast would vote Tory. Also, can I add that I'm eating this in February? No one in Scotland has high enough levels of vitamin D to stomach this degree of miserable in February. My boyfriend asks what's wrong, says he likes it, not even doesn't mind it for a health kick, likes it. Meanwhile, in my stomach, I can feel it absorbing all I once knew of happiness. It's absorbing my memories of real butter toast, of everything I've ever eaten, all the movies I've watched, the books I've loved, sunshine, starlight, family, friends. My boyfriend, he likes it. He chooses to eat this, paid to eat this. Who is my boyfriend? What are his taste levels if... And therein lies the true horror. Am I printer manual and insurance forms fun? Do I taste like the colour condom? Is my conversation white noise riveting? Does my personality give loofah? Am I Benecol extra light spread on toasted Hovis whole grain bread, cardiovascularly neutral with no added sugar? Thank you.
For those that have never been to a poetry slam before, I should explain that the second round is the existential anxiety round, and that these three poems are very fitting. Absolutely amazing stuff. Guys, we carry on with Donna Campbell on deck, but now, making their way to the stage, give all the love as we welcome Drew Gill!
Too young to know why I'd want to see Fred tied up like Daphne for once. Something squirmed in me to see him in bounds like that rubber band hog-tied figure of mine. In the same room, I hope to God no one knows I don't have an action man who stayed in his clothes. Too young for online with such lax restrictions. Some people draw Batman in the strangest positions. And study finds if what you search isn't drawn, it's likely been written, and I read till dawn. Too young to know what history was on a laptop, so all of that nonsense abruptly stopped. Too young to know all that was more than just sport. Too young to see the road ahead blocked off and mourn. Too young to know there's more than one thing called a beard. Hey, it's love. It's supposed to feel weird. Too young to know that boy you yearn to impress, that you call your best friend to his blatant distress, is more than an idol and best man and one. He's the first boy you like and a far from good one. But preferring to see how women fight battles and wrestling rings on TV apparently tattles on a want for girls turning suddenly steamy when all that I want is her sparkly bikini. Looking at the pom-poms and not the cheerleader, still thinking a wife comes and 3 children later because I'm not gay. That's a dark, vicious word thrown like stones at a zealot. That's not me. That's absurd. That's an alien race. I was born here on Earth. I am safe from the meaning. Safe from the word. It takes many years, many tear-stained prayers before I can say it, and that's fucking unfair. I deserve to have posters to kiss on my wall, not a cosmic horror secret I had no words to call, so I'm proud I can look back and call my own lust for that confused little boy. I will say it, I must. I wanted to fuck Power Rangers, Batman, and Robin. I would have had that himbo Fred Jones fucking sobbing. That's, of course, if I knew what it was. It was innocent, really, no effects, just cause. So, young me, I am sorry for the night spent forlorn, though you should not have been watching so much. Yeah, you were young and curious, and naturally so, and you don't need a wife to have children, you know. You can have a whole family, and a husband you seek. And to keep up with us, he'll have to be a fucking freak.
Nothing like a real heartfelt moment after I'm gonna fuck the Power Rangers. Guys, our last poet on deck is Aditya, but our penultimate poet in the second round. Make all the noises. We welcome back Donna Campbell!
Hi, I wrote this poem for Giselle Pellicott, who was raped by her husband and invited men over through a website for 10 years, and the website was called Without Her Knowledge. When they arrived at your door that day, a catastrophic bundle of evidence tucked under arms, tell me, what was it like to have the light switched off and your world empty of colour? What gave you the strength to bare your face, the grace to walk loud and tall into a court congested with a circus newly arrived in town, and watch your groom of 40 years ago standing in the dock, not able to catch your eye as it awkwardly adjusted his tie, waiting for the judge to enter? And what was it like to have the paparazzi comment on your choice of dress, the hint of a heel, eyes of steel behind the much lauded Gucci glasses? Giselle, didn't you know that women who are raped aren't meant to take pride in their appearance? They're meant to look homely and endearing. And how did your daughters cope? Were they able to stay afloat when confronted with the sins in their father and the denial of men who said they committed no crime, that the woman unconscious in the bed was right up for it? Right up for it. What the fuck? What the fuck does that even mean? Giselle, it is women like you that make women like me unafraid to stand up, shed the shame I have carried around for more years than I care to remember, and unravel historical threads of abuses embroidered into the annals of time. Thank you.
We have one final poet in this round. Please make some noises. We welcome back to the stage Aditya.
Memories. There's something beautiful about some memories. They're objects defying the deaths of their subjects. Like wrapping paper that preserves the shape of what it covers, so a little boy never forgets what his first wish looked like. It was a gift from Santa, and Santa looked a lot like Grandpa. Grandpa with his cloud-white hair impersonating engine smoke from his workplace. A train station that groaned daily with muffled cries, muttered incantations arising from 50 memories defying 50 goodbyes. I see his eyes as they congealed from sheep white to sodium orange to apple red, thanks to the tobacco he gargled like toothpaste. Toothpaste that always would taste of fresh guilt and stale habit, but for one 5-year-old boy, he was the entire planet. You see, there's something religious about some memories. They're devotees that meditate on a melody and never leave. Speaking of melodies, you can memorialize a memory musically. Take notes, no, literally, and a steady beat going underneath in your memory is as immortal as it will ever be. So when you're 65 with Alzheimer's and have a swiftly dying brightness in your eyes and your sense of left and right and wrong and right have all but come undone, a single 60s song can help you briefly find your grandson. And for one solid minute you will hum the line he hasn't sung yet. And then you will reset. Go back into the man he has never met, burying the man he will never meet. There is something incomplete about some memories. Their engine smoke that ran out of fumes and forgot to breathe. Like a cloud of white hair that exhaled on its pillow for the final time and left behind a widowed family that's still trying to grieve. And the little boy, he's grown up now, he moved across the sea, and sometimes he still sees you when he falls asleep. Like engine smoke cementing hope in destiny, like I wish you had left the planet next to me. Like I wish you'd left when I wasn't fast asleep. I went to bed with eyes bleached white and counting sheep, awoke to find 3 pairs of apples at his feet. My mother says his Alzheimer's outperished him. For 15 minutes, he remembered everything. He spoke with her, he spoke with Dad, he blessed them both. His soul congealed before his breaths went up in smoke. Is it okay to wish I'd heard his final words? Sat with him, as terrifying as that would be. Does it make sense to wish you had a memory? to long for life to have gone a little differently? I don't know. But I know there's something beautiful with memories, especially the ones that look a lot like dreams. Thank you.
Can we just get a big round of applause for all of our second round poets? Damn. I don't want to make eye contact with the judges. I'm just going to... Thanks, judges. Guys, that is an absolutely insane level of a second round. Extraordinary stuff. Whoever gets through to the final will absolutely have deserved it. It's the horrible thing about slams. It becomes like, how do you make that cut is just gross. So yes, whoever gets through, wonderful work. Whoever doesn't, equally wonderful work. Amazing stuff. Our third round is going to be with music, which means we do need to have one extra ingredient that we love to sprinkle on here at Loud Poets. Please help me welcome the spectacular Mr. Jack Higgs. So suave, so smooth. Jack is our beautiful, loud musician. He has long-suffering been with us a whole decade playing along with our poets. It's a very underappreciated skill, I think. Jack, you're a very special man. And what we're going to do is our poets, when they come up, they've not had time to kind of play with Jack. So they'll just have to kind of give him a bit of a vibe. And the way we've kind of encouraged them to do this, they don't need to listen to me, but it's to give them to give Jack like 3 words that kind of give you a vibe of what he's going to do. So let's practice, Jack. Give me fancy restaurant catastrophe. Ooh, nice. Nice, very good. Give me thunder metal heartbreak. Nice. I need 3 words. Someone give me a word. Balloon, another word. Clear, another word. What? Clear balloon Sasquatch. Pretty fucking good. Amazing. So that's how it's going to work. Super easy. But to maybe give poets a little bit more clarity, what we're going to do is for one last time invite our absolutely spectacular Sacrificial Poet up. So please put your hands together and give all the love to Spencer Mason.
Words. I don't even know 3 words.
You've done more than 3 words today.
Mythical. Do you know what? You can hear them. Mythical, insidious swamp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Not just the yeah, and oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when you know you've passed. Okay.
Do you want to start or shall I?
You start. That's a nice change. Me and Jack are going to tell you a little story about the Prince of Rock and Roll. The hearse moaned through the valley like a tear, the church taller than the town. Last service of the day, the breathing funeral, their fathers. Stoic, bedlam, colonially he is sat, the prince of rock and roll. Festering renegade, his horns gently intruding, head drooping like the dart end of a scorpion. Noisily barren, the second row gapes. The prince stands as the only occupant of the front pew beside his younger brother, the prodigal cunt. head twitching like a myopic rooster in his ambivalent coo, a necklace of pistachios strung like pearls, the prodigy. The pastor, the prince of rock and roll, hope-fettered, waning yield, stitched with dream thirst, our faith-chancing monarch raises the choir, bartering in psalms, his eyes pleading the pastor, bestower of the will, God-maker. See, 46 years the prince had bled into his instrument, till he could practically hear the tremolo between his heartbeats. Only for a 12-year-old to take the title and be called king. And thus the prince has made a moment that never comes, retired in ignominious silence, his status rosily usurped as the younger took up the crown and placed a plectrum on the coffin, gave eulogy, enveloped in brutalist defiance, the mourners bore the sky and drank freely the day. Now, naturally, the wake burgeoned with song. The bar was a snapped gastric band filled with hollow words as the young heir wept triads and vomited distortion as the prince sat, carnivorous mind and single malt, calling softly on Prometheus, chained to the feedback loop. Noise, noise, noise. The prince dropped a pill and felt the ghost of McGowan kiss his cheek, malted breath and pepper. Does it feel safe in your hands? 3 a.m. then, apparently. And the streets of this unfurling place seek a body, and she has found one to borrow in the prince. Their shadows merging, conspiratorial in a mezze of moonlight. Fine. Let his brother lug the crown, for he has luminaries to eat. Fucking something out of your muse is one thing. He kinda wants to hurt her a little bit too. Made diminished chords of her spine. Dorian modes burgled for her larynx when she asks him if this is love. He just says, my father's dead, baby. This is just rock and roll.
And give it up for Jack Hinks. We should also, there was a bit of a catastrophe when we got here today, and the guitar Jack was gonna play went no. So we should give an extra special round of applause to Amber Devereaux for bringing their guitar and saving us. Spectacular stuff. Guys, that's how it'll work. Just do exactly what Spencer did, you'll be fine. No bother. People are like, go fuck yourself, Kev. So a couple plugs. My favorite thing in the world. So I'm going to read the poets that are through to the final round in the order that they will read. And you've been so nice, Paisley. You can cheer after each one. Don't say I'm not good to you. So, first up, little drum roll. Fucking love you, Paisley. First up will be Aditya! Followed by Donna Campbell! Followed by Drew Gill! Those are your final poets. You might have seen Katie kind of handed me the bit of paper and then was like, no, I need to whisper things to you. She was like, it was the closest thing there's ever been, which I'm absolutely sure it was. That 6 poets were incredible. Please, the 3 other poets, do not feel disheartened. I'm sure everyone agrees that could have gone any which way. Like, that was an amazing second round. Can we get a huge round of applause for all 6 in the second round? And no, this is not me buying time for them to realize that they have to come up and give Jack Hinks words. This is my normal length of talking speed that I always do. Guys, are you ready for your 3 last final round poets? Then let us fuck around no longer. Please help me in welcoming to the stage, Aditya!
Thank you. So the 3 words I have for you are sort of in the order that the poem goes. There's oppression, rebellion, and triumph. Thank you. This one's called Forked Tongue. Go for it. When I was 5, I was told my tongue was forked at the hinge, cut half down the middle, foundation to fringe. And if I wanted to swing for a decent living, I must pick one limb or another. That's what primary school feels like in a country that lives with the sins of another. When a language is muscled so hard down your throat that it bloats with generational fibrosis. When letters and verses you prayed with are preyed on like blight that prevails on a forest. When grammar is dice cut and sliced up so finely you swallow it benignly with eyes shut. When violence is fed intravenously so you can't tell your own bloodstream from poison, that's when 100 more years of colonial glory await you across the horizon. When I was 5, I was told my tongue was forked and it had to relent in submission, and listen, I tried. Ages 6 through 7, I took lesson after lesson to lessen my Indian side, pried my muscles into a straighter line, revised my vowel signs, decided where to breathe, how much to breathe, and forced my breath through clenching teeth, deafened my ears against the screech of a mouth not built for English speech. Don't overreach, you say. I'm trying to teach you how to speak, to help you succeed, have the life that you seek, in a world that feeds and breeds on the fallen debris of imperial colonial fodder. So why don't you act like you're free while I edit the audio file on your collar? When I was 5, I was told my tongue was forked, and to live with this tongue was improper. I had to choose. And only one choice would bring order. The beneficial language, the universal language, the God-granted golden gift that's gotten global language. The long live the legacy of Latin letters language. The long live the majesty of foreign settlers language. The master me, your ancestry is not important language. The master me, it's mandatory, I am your mother language. The choose this tongue over no other 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 language. The choose this tongue over no. I unhook my leash, spit out the rules. I look at my tongues. I do not choose. I braid them together like rivers colliding, like lovers deriving a single breath, 2 cultures aspiring for a single truth by the death of the difference that made them forget that a language is only as good as the pieces that make it. And I've got twice the pieces you get. So I let them entwine tongue into tongue, and I watch them combine into one. Now I speak with one tongue. No splinter, no scar. Jisme na hai sarhad na koi diwar. You listen, you think I am jumping between. Batao main kaise dilaun yaqeen. You hear me in halves, I've never been fuller. The tongue that was forced down my throat like a tumor, and that which to my generations belonged, are finally singing a singular song. So don't let my borderless cadence perplex you. If you think it is broken, I think that reflects you. My words might be dual, my verses oblique, but I speak with one tongue, and she knows how to speak. Thank you.
Wonderful stuff, guys. Our second poet, the powerhouse that is Donna Campbell!
This is called Ain't No Stopping, and it's clubs, drugs, and Peter Pan.
Okay.
Right? So, Ain't No Stopping. This is the land of the heavy cell and sweaty groins. The land J.M. Barrie, perhaps chilly in a corner, first dreamt of that caricature of adolescence. You know the one, Peter Pan, that guy who never quite got beyond a wank. A good wank, mind you, but a wank just the same. This is also the land where techno, house and hip-hop vampires feed until bloated morsels of feed, while Irvin Welsh's anorak up may spot their first train. Electric, steam, loco. Who cares? Because this land couldn't really give a toss. Shifting its borders nightly, it harbours refugees from all walks of nocturnal life, puking up with a large belch. Bereft, bleary-eyed souls into the dreaded daylights whose mutterings consist of never again. I said, never again. Do I see smells of recognition out there? No. Come on, what do you do out there when the lights go up and the sounds go down? Get home with your tail between your legs. Do you think life's too short to party or something? I'm talking after club parties here, man. AFTERCLUB. Not the place for fledglings who spill beer down their chin and run to the loo to wipe up the peak namby-pamby terror. I'm talking fun and sheer desperation rolled into one that'll create a bloody monster out of you. Especially if you're trying to hold on to one of those old 9 to 5s. Especially if you ain't got any of those old alibis or cheeky wee lies. 'Cause this is the land. This is the land of psychosis in the making, faking, fun. And at the end of the day, by God, it's got a hell of a price to pay. Thank you.
We have one final poet in the final round, so I want you to get everything you've got and welcome to the stage, Drew Gale!
Hello. Could I please get teen movie climax?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
You are a terrifying ordeal. This is the fucking worst! Repetition of no and oh my god, swirling like a sandstorm like that of Darude in my squishy pink tar pit of a human brain. Because I like you. So much I nearly cried in a cinema when you held my hand, and that was our second date. I had known you approximately 6 hours, but hey, show me the prospect of handheld years down the line, 2 homes entwined, Christmas times with you and I and all the pretty lights. And I am on my back. When it comes to a distant glamour of wedding bells, my water is always clear. Even when I was pretending to like girls, I was like this. Do you know how hard it is to get a reputation for falling in love too quickly at the age of 8? But this is different. This is flesh, blood, spirit, lips, eyes, mind, humor. This is a lived experience of beginning to begin. We spoke, we stood in sweet smoke until we didn't. Then you only broke from my lips to sing at me. All the pretty lights filled the smoke up with color, but you are not the first small forever I found under purple, green, red, blue. I swore I would marry him, and he left me for university. In air. So forgive my fear, for it is learned. It is men who want you first, then never again. It's men who love you kind of, but more so their boyfriend. It's men who love you most, but it's safer with a girlfriend. It's all the pretty lights illuminating everyone in love while I watch. This is scary. If I'm not careful, we could fall so deep in love that I stay with you until you die. Old and withered, and it literally breaks my heart to live without you, so much that I too then die. And that's the good ending. I didn't cry in that cinema because I was just so overcome with infatuation. I cried because I convinced myself you were done. I was making provisions to return home alone, and then you intertwined our fingers. Not just that, you gripped my arm and pulled me closer, and I knew this one was going to hurt. Irrevocably, irrefutably, this one is going to last long enough to have an ending. I suck with endings. But this is a show I want to watch. So, hold me. Pull me close and sing to me. Give me a gift so I can give you three. Spend Christmas and your life with me. Walk with me, mourn with me. Work through your growing scorn with me. Spend with me, mend with me. Come and see the end with me. Let's reach new heights, jaw-dropping sights. The endless nights and vicious fights. Our storied plight and how it bites and how it soars like a fucking kite. Until all the pretty lights go out.
Fuck! Can we get a big round of applause for our three finalists? Good Lord. Sudden death. I don't think you could get a better example of what I was saying about how slam is such a good, you get such a wide range of poetry, and in like 3 poems, you see that total breadth. It's amazing. Wow. Paisley did themselves good last year. Like I said, Emma Claire Brightland went on and won the bloody thing. Paisley might win the thing again. I'm looking for the repeat, Paisley. Yes, incredible stuff. Guys, I just want, while the scores are being totted up, just say a couple quick things. First off, a huge thank you to Paisley Book Festival for having us this year, for having us last year. Might be a surprise to you, some book festivals, not such big fans of spoken word. It can be hard carving out a space for spoken word artists. And a big thing about this slam series that we wanted to do was we have a lot of poets who aren't looking to publish their work. They look to perform. And there aren't a huge amount of literary prizes aimed at performance. And so that's what we're trying to do, make a big tentpole prize that rewards you for getting on a stage and sharing your words. And the fact that so many of our partners have been book festivals and have totally embraced that and given us these beautiful spaces and helped us have these beautiful audiences means the absolute world to me. So big shout out to Paisley Book Festival. If you are like, if you've just come for this and you're like, what the fuck is happening? The whole slam series is up on our YouTube for free. We're putting all the events out in full. So there are already, I think, 4 up there. This one will go up in a couple of weeks or something like that. You can follow the whole series. So we're, like I said, we're everywhere from Inverness to London in these 10 heats. So if you want to see a snapshot of what the poetry scene looks like in Bradford or Dumfries or Aberdeen, all these places we're going to be, then please jump on the YouTube channel, check it out. You can see it all for for free. The only reason we can do that is because of Creative Scotland. Big shout out to Creative Scotland. This slam series would not have been possible the way it is without their help. They are stretched thin at the moment. We massively appreciate every penny they're able to give to spoken word poetry. If you are, maybe just checking out the Book Fest, spoken word's a kind of new thing to you, well, good fucking job. You found this, and we are going to point you to all the other nights. Glasgow, the West Coast, have so many amazing nights. I know there's stuff going on in Paisley as well. Speak to some of these poets. They will be able to direct you better than I can. But if you are looking for nights, get in touch with us. You can drop us an email, come and talk to us afterwards. We will point you in the direction of where you can go and see some amazing spoken word all the time, not just a slam. We pull you here with the lure of competition, but there are regular open mic nights that are happening all the time. Some lunatics are running them weekly, Rosie Joe Hunter. What a mad person. But yes, so please do come and talk to us. We will point you in the right direction. We have a mailing list you can sign up to, and we try and flag post as many events as we can. But if you liked a poet, any of the 12 poets, go up and speak to them. They might have a book that you could buy. They might have a page that you can visit. They might have a show that you can go see. And that would mean the world to us if you go and support the poets that we put on this stage. That is the whole point. So please go and do that. Continue to support spoken word. Continue to support Paisley Book Festival. It's fucking amazing. We're so delighted to be part of it. Math's still going, huh? I'll do a poem, I guess. Don't get excited. It'll be one of the only 2 poems I ever fucking do. I don't know, Jack. What'll we do? You know. Cool. Katie has shouted, "Do I want?" because she knows how long that poem is, and that's the amount of time she needs for maths. Cool. Jack. Love poem. Mountain. Yeah, there you go. Repetitive.
I can do that as one of your words if you want.
That's one of my words, yeah. I didn't want my 3 words to be repetitive mountain love. I want to be a mountain so that you and I can stand side by side and make valleys together. I want to be the East Coast of America so you can be the West. And when separation puts our love to the test, a nation will build railroads for us. I want to be the sun so you can be the moon. And when we align, the whole world will look up, but it'll be so dark, only we can see what we're doing. I want to be Adam and Eve before the shame of fig leaves, so we can be the first to experience kiss and touch and love and lust. I want to be Batman, so you can be Wonder Woman and we can make fun of Aquaman together. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I want you. And I want you to want me too. I want to swim in your eyes, not because they're blue, because they have unexplored depths, and I want to dive to the bottom of you. I want you to be my sober first kiss. I want you to make up for all the drunken ones I've missed, because I honestly can't think of a drink I want to taste more than your lips. I want to be every blade of grass. So when at last the sun begins to rise, I know you'll be holding me like morning dew. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I want you. And I want you to know, I don't say this with ease. I was ready to swear off love for good until you swept in like an ocean breeze and blew my line in the sand back into beach again. And I've wanted to tell you this 1,000,000 times before, but instead, I write love poems. I don't want to have to write them anymore. Jack fucking Eggs, everybody! The piece of paper is for me. Guys, what we're going to do is we're just going to announce the winner, because they win and get the cash prize and qualify for the Grand Slam final. Like I said, it could easily have been any of the 3 finalists. What I would love to do is invite the spectacular Spencer Mason up on the stage one more time to hand over the title. I'm just really glad Spencer didn't look at me again like, what are we fucking doing? Guys, you're Paisley Slam champion, heading to the Loud Poets Grand Slam final to sell it, to represent Paisley. Please go wild for Aditya! Aditya, everybody! Guys, give it up one more time for Aditya! You can take the belt if you want to head down. Do your thing. Guys, Aditya becomes our first 2-time Heat winner. He was last year's Dumfries champion, and he went, fuck Dumfries, Paisley. They won the Grand Slam final, I'm jumping ship. So you got a ringer in, you got a good chance at that Grand Slam final, no less because, I should point out, I didn't want to say it in the thing because, you know, everyone's doing loads of cool stuff, but I am aware. Aditya just went and won the Roundhouse Slam Championship. It's not quite as cool as ours. It's like a close second, right? So yes, Aditya is going to go on and represent. He's also going to be, because he won Dumfries last year, the Sacrificial at our next Slammy. So if you fucking love Slam, so does Aditya. And you should come and check him out in Dumfries as our Sacrificial. He is smashing it, guys. A worthy champion. But all 3 of your finalists, all 6 of your second round poets, all 12 of your first round poets absolutely fucking smashed it. Can we get a huge round of applause for them all, please? Can we also get a massive round of applause for Jack fucking Eggs? Can we get a massive round of applause for our wonderful judges, Katie Ailes, Natalie Jayne Clark, and our Sacrificial Poet, Spencer Mason? A massive thank you to our techs and staff here at Paisley Town Hall. Give it up for the breakfast. And one last final round of applause for your champion, Aditya. My name is Kevin Mclean. This has been the Loud Poets Paisley Slam Heat. You guys have been fucking amazing. We will see you again next time. Good afternoon.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please help us share it with more people by clicking the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like it, well, there should be one on your screen right now. Click that and you can head right there. Or you can subscribe to the channel. Make sure to ring the bell icon for notifications and you will never miss another video we put out. If that's not enough for you, well, good news. We have over 50 full-length Loud Poet shows that you can get access to, either by joining us over on the Patreon page or by becoming a member right here on YouTube. All you need to do is click the join button down below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.